This mysterious picture belonged to guest's husband's uncle, a treasure hunter at flea markets.
And it was presented to Captain Peter Lefevre for his successful placement of the SS Central America on Lake Nicaragua.
Can you believe it? This could be from Cornelius Vanderbilt himself. Back in the gold rush, Vanderbilt created a shortcut to California, the Accessory Transit Company.
And the mark is under here on the base.
They'd travel by ship to Nicaragua, cross land, then take another ship to California. This brave captain, Peter Lefevre, played a key role. Look closely. This picture shows their steamship on the picture. The inscription says they gave it to Captain Lefevre for placing a ship on Lake Nicaragua in 1851. It connects to a bygone era of adventure and gold. With its silver material and Vanderbilt link, it could be worth
auction value, we would probably put $3,000 to $5,000 on it.
Nice, great, thank you, it's awesome.
Her husband gave the guest these lovely pendants and brought them to the show. These are classic Art Nouveau pendants dated from around 1890 to 1915. The first piece is an opal diamond enamel with a little armature that converts it to a brooch. Marcus & Company, an American jeweler that rivaled Tiffany, signed it. The opal is so cute that it fits into the brooch and enamel color scheme and undulates as part of the theme of Art Nouveau. This second piece is made in France and is heavier than the first. It is made of gold, natural pearls, diamonds, and also has a chain. On it is the French hallmark and the maker's mark, but it is hard to see unless it is dismantled. But it has a poincon, which is a mark that has the maker's mark on it and is a G and Freer. An auction price for the first pendant, which is an American piece, would be $8,000 to $10,000, but $15,000 to $20,000 to insure it. For the French piece, an auction estimate would be $12,000 to $18,000, while insurance would be,
if you had to insure it, you're looking at least $20,000 to $25,000.
Wonderful.
The guest brought in a ticket from the 1980 Winter Olympics, the Miracle on Ice game. This was the medal round game when Team USA went against the USSR, the most formidable hockey team ever, on February 22, 1980. It was a monumental win of 4-3 from Team USA because no one gave them a chance, but Herb Brooks encouraged the team. This was a memorable event in the United States sports history, and indeed Olympic history. There were full tickets to the show since it wasn't televised, but this is a stub. It was a shining moment for Jim Craig as he scored 36 out of the 39 goals in this competition. The ticket was also signed by Jim Craig right after the game. The ticket market is an up-and-coming market, and people have started to see such tickets as precious items. Because they were later signed by the Olympians as Miracle on Ice, generally the stubs are rarer. With the special inscription on this one, an insurance estimate would be
probably for around $15,000.
Wow.
And it's one of these things that I think will continue to appreciate in value.
This painting, bought at a gallery in Houston, holds sweet memories for the guest and family. The painting was made by Guy Wiggins, who also signed on it. He came from a family line of painters with his father, Carlton Wiggins Paintings, known for pastoral scenes. Guy enrolled in the National School of Design in Connecticut and became a member of the Institute. At age 20, he had a painting that was accepted by the Metropolitan Museum of Arts in New York. Typically, his painting is known for showing New York winter snow scenes with people hurrying across the streets. Also, the back of the painting has an original label that bears the name of the gallery where it was bought, in the name of the artist, plus other details including the $2,500 that was paid. Another interesting thing to note is that the name of the painting was added, Old Trinity, New York Winter, and signed by Guy Wiggins, dated in 1930. Over the years, the price of his paintings has increased tremendously as more people demand 19th to 20th century American paintings. Hence, an estimated auction price for this painting would be,
we would probably estimate it at $50,000 to $80,000. I don't know if that surprises you or not.
Yes, it surprises.
Presented before us today is an elegant sculpture, which our guest purchased 30 years ago at an auction in Florida. This sculpture bears the maker's signature, Jean-Léon Gérôme. Gérôme was a French artist and sculptor known for his work in the style now known as academicism.
I thought that was expensive.
Gérôme's work is very desirable, very highly sought after.
Interestingly, the sculpture depicts an ancient female Roman figure adorned with an exotic headdress and a beautiful gold finish. An unusual characteristic of this item is its large size. Similar sculptures typically come in smaller sizes. This piece is in perfect condition, and considering its size, it would be valued at
auction, this would bring between $30,000 and $40,000.
Yikes, seeing this could make your heart stop because of how it closely resembles a snake head. Only an expert could create a ravishing design like this. The item is called a pillbox, and it's used for organizing medication doses so you can be sure that the children would never go close to it. The pillbox is made from premium materials to ensure a high-quality item.
It's actually gunmetal.
Yeah.
And this is gold. It's got gold teeth and glass eyes and a gold ring. And I looked here, there's a French gold control mark.
Pillboxes like this one were much in demand during the 19th century. Even though it's scary to most, it's still a work of art, and so at auction it would sell at
easily make £2,000 to £3,000.
Good God.
Oh, okay.
This card table, a timeless delight, shines with history and craftsmanship bright. The grandmother purchased the table at an estate sale in Narragansett, Rhode Island, a long time ago, before the parents were married. The family didn't know its cost, exact age, or origin, but it has been in the family since the 1930s. Made in Philadelphia around 1760, it was a luxury item for wealthy families familiar with skilled cabinet makers. This Chippendale turret-top gaming table features rounded corners, intricate carvings, acanthus leaf designs, and claw and ball feet were popular during the Rococo period. Rare and difficult to make, it required special wood and skilled carvers. Also, cedar and tulip poplar, commonly used by Philadelphia cabinet makers. Despite being refinished, the underside retains its original look, showcasing high-quality mahogany. While examining the condition of the item, the appraiser said,
So the table is worth in the area of probably $250,000 to $350,000. And having said that, if it hadn't been refinished, it would be worth perhaps, well, it's a little tough to say, but maybe another $100,000 or $200,000. The reason this table translates into as much money as that in today's market is that it's rare, it's absolutely beautiful.
Wow. I can't believe it.
Well, it's true.
I love it. It's always been in my life.
We uncover a captivating collection of drawings and cells by Disney artists Leo and Preston Blair, renowned for their contributions to classics like Fantasia, Pinocchio, and Bambi. The artist gifted the family an unparalleled collection, showcasing the profound bonds formed in the realm of creativity. Carefully selected for appraisal are 4 pieces by Preston Blair, providing a glimpse into the creative evolution leading to Fantasia. These include a storyboard sketch at $300 to $500, a vibrant masterpiece featuring dancing hippos at $5,000 to $8,000, a preliminary sketch capturing the ballet's essence at $5,000 to $8,000, and a cell sketch used in animation production at $2,000 to $3,000. The extensive collection features enchanting sketches of characters like Jiminy Cricket and Bambi, with an estimated auction value ranging from $75,000 to $100,000.
Wow. Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
A rare and fascinating artifact has come to light today. This artifact is an old book on handmade papermaking by Dard Hunter. Hunter was an American authority on printing, paper, and papermaking, especially by hand, using 16th century tools and techniques. The book, titled Old Papermaking, was published in 1923 and is a testament to Dard Hunter's mastery. Hunter's work is legendary in the world of books and papermaking. He produced the paper, cast the type, set the type, wrote the text, and printed this book himself. This is the first time in the history of book production that one person accomplished all these tasks, making it highly significant. Hunter printed only 200 copies of this book, each signed Dart Hunter, Chillicothe, Ohio, US of A. Hunter went on to produce other limited edition books, exploring papermaking techniques from around the world.
And he wrote about all kinds of papermaking. In the Far East, he got into Japanese papermaking. He became a real master of paper and papermaking.
Highlighting its unique place in book history, if insured, this book's value would be around,
I would insure it for about $10,000, double the low estimate.
The guest brought in an oil-on-canvas painting inherited from her grandmother. The wonderful piece was made by William Henry Johnson, a renowned African-American artist. The appraiser shared details about Johnson's background, noting he was born in 1901.
He saved up enough money to go to New York City and study at the National Academy of Design under some pretty well-known teachers there. One of them was Charles Hawthorne.
The painting, likely from 1928, depicted the town of Cagnes-sur-Mer in southern France. They discussed how Johnson's later style was influenced by his Danish wife and folk art, characterized by simple, bright colors. This particular piece was signed W.H. Johnson, entitled Late Spring View on the Village Mountain. The appraiser observed some condition issues, including a loose canvas and cracking, and recommended restoration. Given Johnson's unique artistic journey and legacy, the value it could fetch would be,
I think this painting would sell for $80,000 to $120,000.
That's incredible.
The guest brought in a letter written by Walt Whitman, who was a scribe for injured soldiers in Washington, D.C. during the Civil War. The letter is dated in 1863 when Walt Whitman visited his injured military brother during the Civil War, and on seeing the wreck decided to help the injured soldiers write letters to their families. This letter was signed by Albion Hubbard, who you'd think wrote the letter. But when you look at the bottom of the letter, it is written by Walt Whitman, a friend. It was a sorrowful letter sent by an injured soldier to his family, but he eventually died 2 weeks after. Walt Whitman's letters were very interesting, especially when talking about literature. A reasonable retail price for this item would be,
would easily pay in the $8,000 to $12,000 retail range.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
It looks like a trophy, so it must definitely be one. But it's not. It's in fact a type of jug called a claret jug. Claret jugs were used in the 19th century to serve claret, a type of wine produced in France. The jug is beautifully engraved on its surface to increase its visual appeal. Coupled with the sculpture on its top, the jug oozes quality and is absolutely stunning. The jug made from premium raw materials to give it a superior shine.
And of course this surface here is silver gilt. So the whole piece is, apart from the glass, made out of silver, and then in this case it would have been electro-gilded.
The claret jug is famously called the Golf Champions Trophy. The jug is a masterpiece and thus would retail at an auction estimate of
£2,500 to £3,000.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
This piece is a fascinating artifact, a woodcut invitation created by Alexander Calder for the opening of his Cirque Calder in Paris around 1926. The guest's uncle, an art collector and dealer, received this personal invitation from Calder himself. Alexander Calder, known for his innovative sculptures and mobiles, had an early interest in circuses. While studying in New York in 1925, he illustrated for the Ringling Brothers Circus, which influenced his later work.
In 1926, still early in his career, he had moved to Paris, which was then really the center of the artistic avant-garde.
This woodcut invitation is simple yet significant as it contains details about the event. At the top, it reads Cirque Calder, followed by the address, 114 Rue Coligny, in the 13th arrondissement of Paris.
And the date, October the 29th and the 30th. And then here, 8.5, H is at 8:30.
The back of the invitation is what truly enhances its value, a handwritten note from Calder to his assistant, instructing her to deliver the invitation to the guest's uncle. Calder's signature and inscription provide impeccable provenance. Given its historical and artistic significance, combined with Calder's handwritten note and signature, this unique invitation is valued at
I would put a value on it to start with at auction at roughly $10,000 to $15,000.
Wow.
A miniature item must always be handled with care, and that's exactly what today's host has been told to do. The miniature item in her grasp is none other than the smallest book in the Cardiff University library. This book is just 2.8 centimeters tall and features lots of words and illustrations.
There are all sorts of things. There's an almanac of saints' days, the words to songs, some little illustrations. Look at that.
It's often said that books shouldn't be judged by its covers, but this book surely should, as it was done by a Peruvian bookbinder in 1822. The level of craftsmanship is clearly seen in the red leather and gold binding. We can only imagine the thought process that went into creating this unique piece and how much it could possibly be worth. The guest inherited a stunning ring from her grandmother, who had been a former model. Crafted by Tiffany and Company, the ring featured a Ceylon star sapphire. The appraiser noted that the Ceylon stone originated from Sri Lanka, known for producing such gemstones. The particular blue stone was large, weighing approximately 25 carats. The beautiful ring was made of platinum with diamonds intricately placed underneath. Moreover, star sapphires exhibited chatitoyance, forming a six-pointed star when struck by light. The appraiser noted that this wonderful piece is from the 1920s Art Deco period, which adds to its value. Given its prestigious maker and historical design, the ring's estimated retail value ranged from
easily be sold for somewhere in retail and $25,000 to $35,000.
Oh, that's wonderful.
A trunk filled with magnificent memorabilia from a siege between Turkish and British soldiers in present-day Iraq.
There was a siege. It lasted months as the Turkish forces besieged the British force, which was sort of bottled up in this town.
The items in this trunk belong to a man known as the Brigadier. Inside the open trunk is a picture of the Brigadier, who was taken captive at the end of the siege, along with a secret postcard he used for communication. These postcards were referred to as bananas because of the technique used to decipher their messages.
Known to them as bananas.
They were called bananas because just as you peel a banana and get to the fruit inside, so you split the postcard and got to the fruit of the message inside.
And the texts inside are so small that magnifying glasses are needed to read them. Along with the postcard and picture are other items that hold significant historical value. At auction, this trunk, filled with memorabilia that tells a story of courage, would be worth...
You would find someone easily to pay £3,000 for your trunk that you found in the loft.
The iconic granite faces of 4 American presidents at Mount Rushmore are a national treasure. This memorial, completed between 1927 and 1941, was designed by sculptor Gutzon Borglum. Borglum was an American sculptor best known for his work on Mount Rushmore. Sculpted is the face of the first president of the United States, George Washington. Along with the face of the first president is that of the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. The third individual is an American politician, soldier, and statesman who served as the 26th President of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt. The last individual sculpted is the United States' 16th President, most famous for issuing the Emancipation Proclamation that declared slaves free forever, Abraham Lincoln. These historic sculptures capture the legacy of these presidents and their impact on American history.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln were chosen to represent the first 150 years of America's history.
They also provide expert insights into their value and significance. Mount Rushmore serves as a fitting backdrop for this exploration of American heritage.
Discovered within the confines of a cardboard box in the owner's father's office, this watch collection serves as a profound testament to the artistry inherent in horological craftsmanship. Among its distinguished lineup are coveted brands like Cartier, Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Blancpain, originating from the passionate pursuit of the owner's 86-year-old father over a span of 30 years.
As a watch collector, I started to get pretty excited because it's a sort of potpourri of the best names in the world.
The estimated total retail value of this exceptional collection reached $57,000.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That is amazing.
This charming corner cupboard has been a family treasure for generations. Originating from the early 19th century, between 1795 and 1830, the cupboard's history is as rich as its craftsmanship. This cupboard was initially thought to be the work of Thomas Lincoln, who was the father of a former president of America, Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was an American lawyer, politician, and statesman who served as the 16th president of the United States. This cupboard's provenance is a fascinating aspect of its story.
And you look at this cherry wood, a locally grown wood. These are nice cherry wood doors with contrasting framing members.
The arched cornice molding, light wood inlays, and cherry wood doors showcase the skill of Kentucky furniture makers.
This is one of my favorite parts, these arches. They're light wood inlays, which would have been done with a compass.
Despite a replaced door in some wear, this cupboard remains a rare and valuable piece.
Now, this is the door that you had replaced? Yes. The nice thing is it looks like he preserved the center panel. He made the new framing, but he reused that panel because it matches this panel.
Esteemed for its historical significance and craftsmanship. A testament to its enduring appeal, this furniture, with its provenance and craftsmanship, would be valued at,
I'd say a reasonable price would be $8,500, even with that replaced door.
The owner unveils this convertible watch bracelet once owned by their great aunt, a stunning Art Deco marvel from the 1930s that seamlessly blends functionality with elegance. Acquired during the Great Depression, this convertible watch bracelet holds sentimental value. Boasting a Swiss movement with 17 jewels, the Art Deco watch stands as a testament to the craftsmanship of its era. Nestled within a platinum and diamond bracelet, the watch remains in impeccable condition, showcasing the jeweler's meticulous attention to detail. The manufacturer's signature on the watch's movement adds a touch of authenticity. At auction, the estimated value for this unique piece is between
$300 to $500. Oh, wow.
Let's unfold the enchanting tale of discovering a trove of comics at an auction. The spotlight falls on two chosen gems from this collection, the Avengers #1 and the Avengers #2, both dating back to the early 1960s. These comics became the prized possession of the owner's mother, acquired for a mere $24. Authored by the legendary duo of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the chosen issues introduce readers to the iconic Marvel superhero team, the Avengers. While not in mint condition, the comics bear signs of wear, including creases, folded sections, and rolled covers. Let's get a peep at how much these pieces can fetch.
At auction for between $4,000 and $6,000.
No way, you are kidding me. In that condition? Wow, my mom is going to freak out.
Take a look at this marvel, a Lionel Blue Comet standard gauge toy train, originating from the inventive mind of Joshua Lionel Cowan. Lionel Company, initially known for flash powder in photography, evolved into a pioneer of toy trains. With a focus on luxury and beauty, Cowan's creation of standard gauge trains, including the illustrious Blue Comet, marks a significant chapter in the company's history. Inspired by a real 1929 to 1941 train, the Blue Comet dazzled passengers on its journey to the Jersey Shore with opulence. Initially priced at $70 during the Great Depression, the historical and collector's value of this toy train has appreciated to $8,000 to $10,000.
Oh my.
It's sold as much as $11,500.
Good heavens. It makes me want to treasure it even more.
Next is a unique novelty clock with a mysterious canine or fox-like form crafted by the German company Oswald. This novelty clock belongs to a series featuring carved wooden cases, including genies, Scotty dogs, and owls. The clock's form, whether a dog or a fox, adds an intriguing layer to its allure. Functioning as a novelty clock, the eyes of this canine or fox figure rotate to indicate the time, a whimsical yet unconventional feature. Dated 1926 with the inscription "Patented in USA, Made in Germany," the clock exhibits a scarcity, especially in this specific form. While displaying signs of wear and some damage to the ears, collectors are likely to overlook such imperfections. Unlike more common models, this mysterious canine or fox clock is estimated to fetch a higher value.
We felt that it could easily bring $1,000 to $1,200.
Wow, amazing. Who would have thought the old dog was...
A collection of silver pieces crafted by a master silversmith is showcased today. These exquisite pieces were made by Daniel Peterson, a renowned craftsman at the Kalo shop in Chicago.
It was founded in 1900 by Clara Bark. In 1914, they opened a store in downtown Chicago.
The Kalo shop specialized in hand-wrought silver and jewelry. We are presented with a beautiful hand-wrought silver bowl, adorned with an ebony band at the base. Next, we see intricately designed silver sugar tongs with delicate shell decorations on the tips. The collection also includes a set of silver flatware, each piece bearing Peterson's distinctive DP mark. Finally, there's a hammered copper humidor used to maintain cigar humidity.
And if we open it up, there's a little lining where you would put water to keep the cigars the correct humidity.
At auction, these items that are all intricately designed and sought after would be worth,
with a pre-sale estimate of about $500 to $700.
Embark on a cultural odyssey with a mesmerizing Navajo jewelry collection that unfolds a narrative dating back to 1890 to 1900. Handmade with precision, the squash blossom necklaces and bracelets bear witness to the meticulous craftsmanship. Adorned with turquoise stones, each piece becomes a wearable masterpiece, reflecting not just a cultural legacy, but a living, breathing testament to the artistic prowess of its creators.
I have never seen a more spectacular group of Navajo jewelry than this group that you've brought today.
The estimated value is $8,000 for the necklaces and $3,000 for each bracelet.
I am amazed. I had no idea it would be that much.
Enter the realm of artistic legacy with this revelation, a 1959 painting with a unique origin, acquired directly from the artist Jimmy Ernst. This masterpiece offers a glimpse into Jimmy's distinctive style and gouache to reflect various art movements. The painting's history intertwines with Jimmy's role as the son of surrealist Max Ernst and a period of renewed interest in 1950s decorative arts.
Love for his father, and he really tried to steer against going into the art field.
The estimated current value is $5,000.
The value would be $5,000.
That's nice.
This is a Whitcomb funerary mask that has become a source of both fascination and trepidation. This piece was discovered in a Washington storage unit, rejected by previous owners who believed in curses and nightmares. The mask has tribal origins, tracing back to the Whitcomb people on the Nigeria-Cameroon border. Crafted by a warrior society within the Whitcomb tribe, this funerary mask has a cultural significance. Despite visible wear and tear, including splits and missing teeth, the authentic patterns on Phil's wooden structure confirm its genuine nature. Phil, the Whitcomb funerary mask, holds an estimated value between $1,500 and $2,500.
Wow, and I'm so excited because it's real.
We delve into a remarkable collection of NASA memorabilia left behind by Dr. Robert Jones, a trailblazing aeronautical engineer pivotal in crafting the iconic Apollo space helmet. Dr. Robert Jones, a luminary in human engineering and bioresearch, stood as one of NASA's premier aeronautical engineers in the 1960s. The Apollo space helmet, born from a design contest, reflected Dr. Jones's and a colleague's visionary concept inspired by Buck Rogers. Dr. Jones's tenure at NASA was marked by excitement and camaraderie. Encountering astronauts, including the meeting with Wally Schirra, left a mark on the guest's childhood. The combined estimated value of these artifacts at auction ranges between $7,000 and $9,500.
Okay,
Thank you.
Even in present times, mice and rats are still an infestation for many households. Today's episode, however, presents us with an item used in the 18th century to capture these creatures.
This particular type has been used since the medieval period, and the design is pretty much unchanged.
A bizarre-looking mousetrap. It was given to this guest by his uncle. From the brass handles seen on the mousetrap, we ascertain that additional work was done on it in the 19th century.
But you know, it's had a little bit of work done in the 19th century.
The wooden block on the trap is made of oak and ash, with a weighted pulley connected to it so as to catch the mouse. Quite fascinating is that the weight of the block is well measured to kill a mouse. This trap is probably the poshest mousetrap ever seen, with the level of craftsmanship set into it, and at auction it would be valued at
a couple of £100 worth.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Enter the mesmerizing realm of Louis Comfort Tiffany, a maestro spanning American artistry in painting, craftsmanship, philanthropy, decoration, and design. Picture the Tiffany aquamarine vase, crafted in 1913 or 1914 under his visionary reign. This piece cradles an underwater scene in its green-tinted febrile glass, making it among the most elusive Tiffany vases.
But only Tiffany made aquamarine glass. It was such a difficult technique that no one has been able to replicate it.
Discovered serendipitously at a New Haven estate sale during the 1930s, this artistic gem evolved into a family heirloom. Initially priced as high as $300 due to the exceptional difficulty in its production, the vase's allure exceeds, as the appraiser states.
And there were very few made. Your piece of glass is worth between $30,000 and $40,000. Pretty good.
This is a collection of Kachina figures, believed to represent the Himis dance, a significant ritual in Hopi theology associated with ensuring a bountiful corn crop. The two outer figures were acquired from the Indian market, while the central one was purchased at the now-closed American West Gallery in Chicago. All three Kachina figures, identified as Himis Kachinas, are replicas. Characteristics such as crude painting and stylistic irregularities, including elongation, suggest a departure from authentic parameters. In terms of value, these reproduction Kachinas hold a good value.
With respect to value, on a retail basis, these are going to be pretty much what you paid for it, in the $200 to $400 range for each one.
Our exploration takes an unexpected turn with the unveiling of a passport that once belonged to the legendary Marvin Gaye. Purchased at a yard sale for mere cents, this 1964 passport is more than a travel document. It's a tangible link to Gaye's joyful period and the onset of his solo career with Motown. Beyond the travel details, this passport is a historical artifact, weaving a narrative of Marvin Gaye's evolution from a session musician to a pivotal moment in 1964.
Great, and it is after he added the E to the end of his name, because when he was signed as a solo artist with Motown.
The appraiser assigns a minimum insurance value of $20,000 to this unexpected treasure.
Wow. I never would have thought. I mean, I'm just shocked. I mean, wow.
Our next revelation delves into the fascinating world of aviation history with a distinctive pen and pencil set linked to the legendary Amelia Earhart. Acquired through personal connections, this set transcends its utilitarian purpose, adding a personal touch to the narrative of one of aviation's most iconic figures.
Engraving of her plane here in the corner over the figure of Neptune, which is the god of the seas.
The appraiser ascribes a value of $20,000 to this extraordinary set.
Then he got a good set of pins.
Explore the fabric of history with a collection of cigar silks echoing a rich family saga passed down through generations. Delicately stored in a basement, it features a smoking jacket, bathrobe, quilt, and slippers. and carries the faint aroma of bygone eras. Crafted from tobacco silks, these artifacts weave a unique narrative, once binding cigars with elegant ribbons.
Market for this type of thing is not only advertising, but it's actually also wearable, collectible art is what it's considered.
The estimated value is $6,800.
Very nice.
This episode unfolds a captivating collection of letters discovered inside a book of the guest Aunt Bernice. Authored by Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung in 1933, these translated letters offer profound insights into Nijinsky's art show. Freud's denial of seeing Nijinsky's art and Jung's claim of treating him during World War I add layers to this intriguing narrative.
Freud and Jung, they wrote back, which is really wonderful, but they're talking about one of the greatest dancers of the time.
The appraiser, expressing excitement about preserving this historical correspondence, culminating in a final appraisal of $20,000.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my, that's wonderful.
This is a collection of Andy Warhol autographs. A chance meeting with the iconic artist in the 80s cultivated a unique connection, resulting in personally signed Campbell's soup cans, interview magazines, and a vibrant print. The Campbell's soup cans not only showcase his signature, but also feature humorous additions, turning each can into a playful masterpiece. The double-signed cans and extra touches on the magazine enhance their collectability. Each autographed Campbell's soup can holds an estimated value.
A conservative estimate at auction would probably be about $15,000 to $20,000.
No!
Mom, did you hear that? We're going to Acapulco for the weekend.
Our journey begins with Gregory Gluckman masterpiece, a canvas acquired in 1996 for a modest $3,000. Crafted by the Russian-American virtuoso, Gluckman was renowned for his evocative figurative works. This piece, similar to other iconic creations like Reclining Female Nude and Florentine Nights, stands as a testament to Gluckman's mastery of blending traditional techniques with a modern spirit.
The painting itself is painted on panel. It's a rather heavy panel, and he usually used panel as his medium rather than canvas.
Considering its timeless value, the appraiser states that,
so if this were to be offered in a gallery, it would more than likely sell for $100,000.
Wow.
Discover the enchanting folk art root sculpture found in a South Jersey home after years of being tucked away in storage. Crafted between 1890 and 1900, this sculpture is a remarkable example of folk artistry.
Exactly what something like this should do for you. There's a little bit of wear up here.
Renowned for transforming natural roots and tree parts into elaborate and intricate representations.
But to the people that collect folk art,
right,
it's a thing of great beauty.
Despite potential wear, its historical significance and unique craftsmanship is undeniable. The appraiser, astutely recognizing its exceptional worth, states,
a good auction estimate would be $30,000 to $50,000.
That's really welcome news. That's unbelievable. Wow.
Presenting a pair of 19th century French porcelain treasures, acquired by the current owner for $1,500. Dating back to around 1860, these vases boast pristine white porcelain, adorned with a delicate biscuit glaze, and feature hand-painted designs of flowers and birds.
We can't say for sure who made them, but always of a very high standard.
Valued at an estimate of $6,000 today,
That is nice.
these Limozzo's figural vases stand as both a testament to historical artistry and a coveted collector's find.
Check out these baskets. Turns out these are hoopa baskets, made by Native Americans in Northern California.
And her mother had gotten them from her mother, probably when she died. My mother didn't wait until she died. She gave them to me early.
People back then used baskets for everything you could imagine: cooking, storing food, even carrying things around.
They generally weren't quite this decorated way back 150 years ago.
These baskets are extra special because they're so finely woven and decorated. Fancier designs were actually made to sell, not for everyday use. The basket on the left seems older, maybe even from the late 1800s. But watch out, these baskets are delicate now and can break easily. That tiny crack makes a huge difference. A perfect basket could be worth $1,000.
That basket's worth maybe $75 or $100.
This one in great condition is a rare treasure, valued at a whopping.
This one, probably $1,600 to $1,800.
The lidded basket? Even more amazing, with a value of
$1,600 to $1,800.
But the star of the show is this beauty. It's worth a whopping.
I think that basket's worth $3,600 to $4,000.
Me too. I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, these are cool. They were my great-grandmother's.
Embark on a discovery with an intriguing duo of artworks by Grant Wood and Samuel Marjolys, unearthed in this guest parent's home. These pieces hold a unique place in American art history, offering a glimpse into the distinctive styles of two influential artists. The lithograph, portraying a New England winter landscape, and the etching, showcasing urban city views, share a common thread as both were published by the Association American Artists. The estimated value is $20,000.
Oh my golly.
Very nice.
Yes, it is.
This portrait plaque is a suspected Queen Anne portrait plaque. The gentleman has long suspected that the portrait is of Queen Anne, a belief confirmed by the expert. The portrait on the plaque is likely derived from an engraving, possibly after a painting by a prominent artist like Kneller. The monogram found on this and related plaques is thought to belong to the painter. The plaque displays intentional design for hanging, evident from filled holes and minor damages. Despite the minor damages, the plaque is a remarkable representation of a royal portrait block from around 1704. A similar plaque, with a less attractive border, fetched £14,000 at auction.
Well, all I can say is that I'm very relieved that we had such a strong nail in the wall.
Dive into the allure of an Earl Moran pinup painting from around 1955, transcending visual delight. Acquired from an estate sale for a mere $200, this artwork unfolds as a captivating window into mid-century Los Angeles, featuring a sailboat, motorboat, and a girl in a bathing suit. Earl Moran's illustration career adds a layer of significance, and the painting's mixed media nature enhances its uniqueness.
Probably done as an advertisement for a car company or even a sporting company.
The appraiser estimates an auction value of $30,000.
Is my mom gonna see this? Because I'm not giving it back.
This is a wonderful turn-of-the-century item because nowadays it's quite rare to find a kaleidoscope set that's still in top condition as this. Kaleidoscopes are optical toys that were produced around the 1800s, and they were a technological magnificence at the time of their creation.
This is an early piece because of the way that it's constructed, which is nice. You can see on the front here, there's a company name, and it has the maker there.
This particular one is an early piece that still has been properly maintained. The construct of the kaleidoscope was made in such a way that simple materials made the view visually attractive. Because of the quality and the fact that it's an early piece, this kaleidoscope would be worth
at about $1,500 to $2,000.
Wow.
Because of the condition here.
That much?
Yes.
Unravel the mystical layers with the book titled The History of Magic, connected to the iconic Jim Morrison. This book, gifted by Morrison in 1963, offers a profound connection to the inscrutable singer, songwriter, and poet. Jim Morrison, known for his dynamic role as the lead vocalist of The Doors, had a deep interest in the mystical, which is reflected in his choice of this book. Morrison's legacy is also marked by works like The Lords and the New Creatures and Wilderness Volume 1.
What a wonderful early view into his life and his relationship with you as a young college kid.
Recognizing the historical significance, the appraiser values it at $10,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at that.
Nestled in the eave of a South Jersey garage is a captivating discovery, a sculpture believed to have been originated around 1900. Rooted in the late 19th century, this piece follows the rich tradition of Pennsylvanian German carving, seamlessly blending meticulous artistry with storytelling.
With a head turned, this guy was a master carver.
The appraiser values it at $10,000.
All right. Thank you.
A guest presents a partial Shakespeare First Folio, a cherished heirloom passed down through generations. The First Folio of Shakespeare stands as a pinnacle in English literature, rivaled only by the Bible. This copy, albeit partial and rebound, bears historical weight with 176 remaining pages of the original 400+. Notably, the book exhibits missing pages, including the absence of a title page and certain sections. A meticulous rebinding, likely undertaken in the late 18th or 19th century, adds a layer of complexity. Two complete plays within the book emerge as significant. What could be the value of this piece?
Basically, this book, as it is, missing half the book, rebound, fragments, and so on, is probably retail a $40,000 to $50,000 book, which has gone up a lot since 1990.
Yes, it has.
Let's explore the intriguing tale surrounding a pocket watch, believed to be linked to the legendary Mexican revolutionary Pancho Villa. Let's hear what the guest has to say about this watch.
Pancho Villa killed a man in Mexico City and took the watch off of him. Then he ended up in Alpine, Texas, where he traded this watch to Mr. Kasner for a brand new Buick automobile.
This magnificent timepiece, predating the 20th century, bears the engraving of La Esmeralda, a renowned jewelry store in Mexico City. Crafted in 18-karat gold, the case features rose diamonds adorned with the initials of the original owner. The watch's craftsmanship, including the French or Swiss case and intricate movement, contributes to its estimated value between $30,000 and $50,000.
Would it be worth more if I could prove the story?
Definitely.
That's what I thought.
This is an extraordinary mahogany table. The expert commends the unparalleled quality of the furniture, particularly highlighting the exquisite flame-figured mahogany veneer that adorns the top. The mahogany table's distinctive features include a narrow profile when closed and a segmented veneer pattern that beautifully showcases the flame figure. Considering the table's gadroonied style and overall design, the expert places its creation between 1830 and 1840. This table commands a noteworthy value.
And my guess is that in a sale, it's going to make, crumbs, £2,000, possibly more.
I think I better insure it.
Take a look at these two portraits of Herefordshire cattle painted by the local artist Gauchi. Gauchi, a local artist of the time, may not be widely known, but his portraits capture the essence of prized cattle, particularly the Herefordshire breed. The paintings depict Nina, a champion cow, and Hartington, a royal winning bull, showcasing their breeding excellence. The Herefordshire portraits gain renewed significance, reflecting the evolving appreciation for such artworks. When assessing the value of these, they fetch a ballpark figure of £1,500 to £2,000 each.
An old archive that belonged to Franklin D. Roosevelt was brought in for appraisal. This is a personal correspondence of Franklin Roosevelt from his letters to telegrams and programs, over 60 letters. It covers a long period from the 1920s till he became the President of the USA. Before he got into the White House, his letters were addressed to a certain John S. Cohen, who was the editor and publisher of the Atlanta Journal. Then, into the 20s and 30s, Roosevelt wrote an editorial paper when he was running for New York governor. In 1932, Cohen became the United States Senator for Georgia, and Roosevelt thought to utilize his influence. Finally, in 1933, Roosevelt was in the White House writing on White House stationery as the president. This archive, bought for $5 initially, would now be worth,
I would estimate at auction at $15,000 to $20,000.
Great. That's wonderful.
So thanks for bringing it in.
Thank you.
This remarkable painting transcends time and borders. Acquired by the Guest great-grandparents in 1930, El Abano began its odyssey as a hidden gem, concealed behind a door in the family home. Painted in 1904 when Diego Rivera was a mere 18 years old, El Abano offers a glimpse into the artist's formative years. Rivera's signature youthful flourish, combined with the portrayal of Mexican laborers, foreshadows his later mural masterpieces, unveiling the trifecta of artistic importance, historical significance, and family legacy. El Abano receives a remarkable retail estimate between $800,000 and $1 million.
a group of equipment is presented, and one might be puzzled about what they are. These equipment are actually items from World War II used by midwives. Part of the equipment is a gas mask used for providing babies with air. These items actually belong to the guest's grandmother, and there's a picture of her on display. Another item presented is a maternity box used during the war, along with a net used to weigh babies during this time period. There's also a container termed the actual heart of the operation, where very important items used by midwives to deliver babies are kept.
Yes. She would have used a hypodermic needle, of course, and you've got cotton for stitches.
Quite extraordinarily, recorded in the register is a record of 500 babies delivered by the guest's grandmother during the war. These items are a testament to the strength of midwives and health professionals in general, and are valued at
might sell for £100 or £120, but what it gives us is such an insight into what was happening in people's homes.
Yes.
When you hear about baseball, you think legends like Babe Ruth. But there was also Joe Tinker. Joe played during the turn of the century and was a key figure inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Joe Tinker, of course, was the famed shortstop for the combination Tinker to Evers to Chance.
During his active years, he played for the Chicago Cubs. This collection represents pictures of Joe in his early years, and it would be considered by many baseball antique collectors as a gold mine. Because of his status, this collection would sell for,
I think that you have in these three photos about $6,000 plus. What do you think of that?
I think it's good.
This Mason and Hod Carrier Mechanical Bank is a charming and collectible cast iron piggy bank that dates back to the late 19th century. It was designed not just to store coins, but also to encourage children to save money in a fun and interactive way. The popularity of this bank likely stemmed from its connection to a familiar trade, bricklaying, and the delightful action of these figures.
The bricklayer standing up here doing his work, and then when we push down this lever, penny goes into the hopper as the mason starts working with his trowel and laying the bricks.
This particular Mason and Hod Carrier Mechanical Bank is from the Excelsior brand and appears to be in exceptional condition.
This is a really fine example. It comes complete with the original key, which opens up the trap to get the money out, and this is very clearly marked.
It's important to note that these banks often have missing or replaced parts, especially the Hod's carrier head and the Mason's hand. However, this piece serves as a reminder of a time when saving money was not only practical, but sometimes a playful adventure, and is worth
sold for in excess of $3,700.
Okay.
So, what did you give your wife for her wedding present?
I think I owe her a little bit.
I think you just might.
This guest inherited a historic game table passed down through their family for over 200 years, a testament to their ancestors' craftsmanship and legacy. This table was crafted between 1810 and 1812 by their great-great-great-grandfather for his daughter Frances. The table features intricate details and a rich history. Made from cherry wood with tiger-striped cherry wood, black walnut, and tiger maple, the table showcases exceptional craftsmanship. The wood's unique grain patterns and colors add to the table's beauty and rarity. Originating from the Philadelphia area, this rare game table reflects the region's rich furniture-making history.
This table wasn't made in Vincennes, Indiana. Oh, it wasn't.
The table's intricate details, such as the bone inlay initials and brass handles, are a testament to the craftsmanship of the time.
They are. Well, good. Which is great. It also has its original finish.
This piece, a treasured family heirloom, now recognized for its historical significance and monetary value,
of $10,000 to $20,000.
Well, good. Well, thank you. That sounds great.
When you hear about Persia, you think of their metalworks and extraordinary architecture. But this Sena rug from Persia is an exquisite piece of art. It's called Sena because it's from northwest Persia and was manufactured in 1880.
It's really a wonderful example of Sena weaving from the period.
During the 19th and 20th centuries, Oriental rugs such as this were in high demand, and it has a wonderfully soft color that's incredibly appealing. These rugs are woven from fine materials and knot up in horizontal lines. The rug design is also not traditional, but it is, in fact, based on textile designs which increases its appeal.
So if you see this element, which is called a bote, and then with stylized vinery, it's a pattern that we in the West call a paisley.
This Persian rug, with all of its ravishing beauty, would auction at the retail price of,
I think at a good auction estimate would be $6,000 to $8,000.
Oh my God.
This is a serving shelf from the 18th century. The guest bought it at an antique shop for $1,365 in 1979. The most noticeable thing about this item is its very simple style of construct.
And it's essentially a Western shape. You use it as a shelf unit. So you've got 3 shelves here.
And it also has a lip on each shelf so the objects placed on it don't fall off. This item is made out of an Asian hardwood, a variety of rosewood, featuring a very mild mix of decoration, very intricate and different.
This sort of icicle-y effect reminds me of things that were made in the Gothic period.
On the top of this shelf, there's a repeating pattern of molding, sort of the bead and reel pattern,
which is a Western pattern, and these are little upright leaves. You find these quite early in Western art, in fact, back as far as Greek and Roman decoration.
Fascinatingly, on the side of this shelf, it has some crazy pattern encompassing the whole thing. And due to the design on the feet having some funny little crouching animals, it shows this item comes from the Goa in India. This Goanese serving shelf, featuring crazy patterns all over and made out of hardwood, would sell for,
I wouldn't be surprised if you got $10,000 to $15,000 for it.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Delighted to go through it and tell you about it.
Women fought strongly for their rights to avoid being marginalized. Today's episode is about a team that emerged from such valiant efforts, the 1928 Olympic gymnastics team.
All women finally got the vote in 1928, and that wasn't the only success women had that year.
On display is a photo of these wonderful, inspirational women. These women were strong, tough, and determined to win their medals. Along with these pictures are other items, including Olympic tags, medals, and certificates. The uniforms worn by these women serve as a source of inspiration for younger girls to soar and achieve their goals. Through these items, we see the tough challenges women face to participate in sports, which makes them valued at,
You're probably looking at maybe £3,000 or £4,000 worth. Thank you so much.
One of the unique features of a pendant is its precious gemstones, and quite remarkably, this piece has the perfect combination. Looking at the diamond, there's a pear-shaped top to it.
They're not always fantastic quality. The best of them come from Colombia, and they are characterized by this very intense blue-green color.
As seen, the front of this piece is all mounted up in a white finish in platinum, But then at the back, it is backed in yellow gold.
It's unusual that you see that sort of yellow mount. Now, that means we can date this probably to around about 1905.
Described as a breakup, the value of this piece is far higher than you would expect to break the stones out for. However, due to the beauty and wearability of this piece, it is valued at...
In auction, it's going to make something in the region of £3,500.
It's lovely. It's lovely. It belongs to my daughter, so she will be very pleased.
Another unique episode takes us on a figurative journey. This journey explores the rich history of the world's most populous country, India. We encounter jewels owned by Maharajas, well-crafted ancient religious sculptures, and intricately carved Indian-made furniture. There's also a picture of Indian independence activist Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi was an Indian nationalist who employed nonviolent resistance to lead the successful campaign for India's independence from British rule. These, along with other objects, tell a rich history of Indian culture. What could be the value of all these items in today's market? A fascinating antique table purchased at an estate sale is under the spotlight today. The guest reveals having acquired the table himself.
I paid $75.
The table is English, but specifically Bermuda-made, as indicated by its cedar top. The distinctive wide thigh and knee tapering to a narrow ankle, ending in a genie-like scrolling foot, are also telltale features. Such design elements are typical of candle stands or tea tables from the Isle of Man, but the use of cedar indicates Bermuda origins circa 1780. At auction, this unique piece of English-crafted furniture would be worth
probably $2,000 to $3,000 at auction.
Very nice. Very nice.